Hey, what's up, everybody? Time for another How I Would Change Street Fighter video. And me judging your ideas on how to change Street Fighter or to reinvent characters. Remember, if you like the videos, like, sub, silly, comment, share, support the channel if you want. Appreciate it. Thanks. Today, we're going to be mainly focusing on Chun-Li, although I'll also respond to a few ideas from other people, too. Now, I'll give you a few seconds to read what this guy says, and we will, go over it. Did you read it? You looked at it? Okay. So let's talk about it. I like how he used the word elegantly, I think he said. So I guess he wants I guess overall what I would say for this guy's idea is the idea of giving Chun-Li, let's say, more mobile air options, I think is good. But I can think, I should say, I know you can do it in much better ways. And I think a lot of the ideas you're talking about, she already has it, I feel like, and we'll talk about this a little bit. So this is if I'm reading what you're saying correctly. So you would like Chun-Li to have a role like CVS, King of Fighters, whatever it might be. And I like the word elegantly, whatever, to go through moves. That's good English. I like that. Okay, but here's my question though. So it sounds like you're saying that she can do it when she head stomps. So she could roll to the other side like an air move, but as an EX move. But my question is, well, she already has a way to get on the other side of you, does she not? I mean, if you do head stomp right here, that is the mix-up. Either she does another head stomp and she's right there, or she head stomps once and then she goes to the other side of you and she does like a cross-up attack. So the purpose of doing an EX move, and this is if I'm reading your idea correctly, she head stomps and then she can do a roll where she passes through you, but you can already pass through the guy already. Now visually, I'm not against a butt shot, and she does spin nice, but I don't get it unless you're saying that she spins down, I guess, and so then there's a high-low mix-up here. But I don't get it. I also don't get the idea of, oh, well, you can also do a neck breaker and then you would roll to the other side. This doesn't make any sense to me either, because if you were to do the neck breaker, let's say, the stun is so great that you're like jailed on block. So you would have to make the neck breaker do less stun. So then after they break the net, after they block the neck breaker, that then them doing the low is a mix up here, the next attack, or the roll is the mix up. Like you would have to then make this move do less stun, because you just neck breaker and then you roll to the other side, but they're already jailed in block stun. I also don't get, you said she can roll after doing her super, but you can already super jump cancel it to combo the guy. So I appreciate the comments, but I don't know what that does for Chun-Li. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what it does. I don't know. But I'll tell you how I would change Chun-Li. And I've actually made a video about this, but it was old, I guess. Maybe just people forgot that I did it. But let's look at this. How I would change Chun-Li. Where's my screen? Let's see. There we go. So what do I think about when I Chun-Li? There's a few things that I automatically think about Chun-Li that are problems and things that should be showed off. I agree. Chun-Li needs to show off more of her mobile options, right? And I do feel like they do that better in newer school games as combos have gotten bigger with, foot stomps. But I think about, just like I said, people should be able to wall jump more during the match if the character has that attribute. I think about Chun-Li should be able to do more head stomps because it's a very unique thing for her character. And something that also stands out for me when I think about Chun-Li is she has too many goddamn fucking moves. She is oversaturated with fucking moves in Street Fighter. She's a character you could make an EX character, right? She's got too many goddamn fucking moves. And don't even get me started. I mean, Street Fighter 6, she has a stance where she's like sitting down, which is actually kind of cool in its own way. I don't hate it, actually. But, I mean, the point is, I haven't even thought of that. I mean, she's got too many goddamn moves, okay? We need to take away some of these moves, and we can take away some of these moves while actually making her more unique than other characters. And I'm going to show you some examples of what we can do. So let's first talk about how I've talked about that characters need to be able to do their wall jump stuff more. Back in old school Street Fighter, you used to be able to do, say, a normal. And after you would hit a normal in the air, say she does a kick. Hiya, that's her. Oh, that's her leg, right? She could hit you, then bounce off the wall. You could cancel the animation. You need to be able to do that with more moves, okay? An example here, where was right? Imagine just if let's say we have like a little kick, spinning bird kick, medium kick, spinning bird kick, and let's say the hard kick, spinning bird kick is a more traditional Street Fighter 2 version, which means that just besides the fact that, if you think about the move and say CVS2, like half the characters could duck it maybe, and then some of the characters could actually had to block it, and with roll canceling, it became very obnoxious, but I kind of like the idea that some characters have to block it. It makes it a little bit more interesting, but whatever the case, you could make this move more interesting automatically if you made one of the versions always missed you when you were ducking. But if you are in the corner, you want to actually stand block it to either take the block damage or, block or try to DP or something in between the hits, right? You don't want to duck it, because if you duck it and you're not blocking it, that means her sprite can touch the wall. And guess what? That means that she can then jump, right? Or she can then head stomp you in the back of the head, right? Do you see we've already added like an interesting mix-up? Chun-Li could just knock you down in the corner, sweep, do a spinning bird kick as a media attack, and you're like, oh, fuck, do I stand up and block it? Or what if she decides to jump off the wall right when I stand back up and she hits me with the cross-up? Like, jump off the wall kind of stuff. That's interesting. It's not like the spinning bird kick is broken or something. That's a way to add something to that, right? Let's think about something else when I talk about the oversaturation of moves, when we're talking about characters should be more mobile if they can use the wall, right? If I was making a game, Chun-Li does not have her fucking Dragon Punch move. As an EX move, she does, but as a normal move, she doesn't. I don't think fucking Chun-Li should get a fucking Dragon Punch. Fuck that. That's retarded. Super Turbo gave her a Dragon Punch. She's had it in... She doesn't have it in every game. Like, she doesn't have it in Street Fighter 3. Street Fighter 4, it's like a weird command normal that you got to hit a couple of times. But whatever the case, if I was making the game, Chun-Li does not have a fucking Dragon Punch like everybody else. That's fucking retarded. Okay? But we can make Chun-Li more interesting with stuff like this. So let's say she has this flip kick that has very, very minuscule uses to say. To be honest, I don't know if this move has any actual legit purpose. It's super turbo. Maybe it beats some moves, but it's punishable on hit by a lot of... I think it's actually... depending on where you do it, right? Does it have a use in Street Fighter 4? I think it's probably got to be pretty niche even in Street Fighter 4. But how could we make a move like this useful? Well, what if, just like I said, Chun-Li doesn't have a fucking Dragon Punch in this game, at least not a normal one. So guess what? Now she has to use more of her toolkit in interesting ways. So she has this little flip kick where she, does a somersault backwards, right? Normally, you don't really get anything off it. Correct me if I'm wrong. God, it's been a long time since I played Street Fighter 4. So you could correct me if I'm wrong by all means. But it's certainly, I don't recall the move being abusive, let's say. But let's imagine that, again, Chun-Li doesn't have a Dragon Punch. She's not charged for a spinning bird kick if she wanted to go over it or something like that. Maybe she doesn't want to do a flip kick over. So the Hosanshu, is that what it is? Whatever. So she does this little flip kick backwards. Say it has good enough priority that if you're close enough, it could tag a sweep. If Ryu was trying to do meaty fireball, walk up sweep, meaty fireball, maybe Chun-Li could fit that in. And maybe if she hits you normally, you're afraid you might get punished if you're in the corner, but if she's in the corner, guess what? Then it becomes a mix-up. Because since she's in the air, she can then, boom, after hitting you, she might jump on your head with a head stomp. Or she might just continue to allow herself to a little bit more momentum, and she might kick you in the back of the head. We've automatically made this move more interesting, right? Now it actually has a purpose. Chun-Li doesn't need a Dragon Punch as a actual reversal. She can use her moves in interesting ways, right? But let's talk about, I would give her this move as a EX move though, okay? And when I think about Chun-Li, I think about a character being a versatile character, right? So again, you have to go back to what I said the system would be. So a lot of the EX stuff that I would give Chun-Li are ways for her to use the versatile meter in the game, right? And so now Chun-Li has this mind game of like, wow, I have something for every situation, but not if I don't use meter, right? So her Dragon Punch is an EX move, but we're going to make it a little bit, we're going to put a little bit of a sprinkle on it, right? So let's imagine this, right? Chun-Li does a super, or she doesn't even have the super. Let's say she does her kick super, right? Then she could Dragon Punch, right? Because you can juggle after her or it's counts as a juggle move, right? Or you could just say she's in the corner, right? She could just be in the corner. Imagine she tries to Dragon Punch a move and the guy doesn't do anything. But oh, well, if she does it in the corner, she can then jump out, right? But assuming she hits you, super, boom, 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 does a Dragon Punch, she hits you. Now say that because her sprite hits the wall, right? She can then jump after it, right? And then she starts doing a head stomp combo on you. I think that's pretty cool. Again, going with that idea that if the character's sprite can touch the wall, they can jump off the wall. Not something with anything. You know, in Super Turbo, you can't do it with special moves, but you could still do it with, you know, regular moves, right? Anyway, that was my stomach. I'm sorry, I just ate, if you heard that. But isn't that making this a little bit more interesting, right? So let's go on to this. What would be another EX move I would give Chun-Li? You know how she has this like super move in fucking God, she has almost like a weird kind of super of it in the Marvel games. But she has this move in Street Fighter 3, right? I would also give her this move, this super, but it's an air move, let's say, and it's an EX move. And what would you use something like this for, right? To, again, help her with her mix-up. So let's say normally Chun-Li, she can stomp on you, boom on your head, boom, stomp on your head. She might cross over you, do a little kick, but guess what? Maybe she's in this strange middle ground, right? And in this strange middle ground, you can do this move, right? And she spins around, but depending on if you hold back or forward, if you don't press anything, she just goes straight up and goes straight down. If you press forward, she leans a little bit to the right. If you press back, she goes a little bit to the left, right? So you can use the move in an interesting way here, where kind of like a ghetto sort of like cross up that like sucks you in. Think of it almost like, say, a super hurricane kick, let's say. So say she were to head stomp you, super hurricane kick, she spins around, but then where she falls with the final split kick is kind of a mix-up. You got to like guess a little bit, right? So we can also use this as part of this trend, which I've been showing you. Let's go back. What did we just show? Let's say Chun-Li does a super. Boom, 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 boom. She wastes the EX bar for her DP for a combo. Her sprite hits the wall. She jumps off the wall. Oh, I boom, boom, head stomp you a few times, do another attack. Oh, wait, I'm going to use my meter now. Now I'm going to use the move as an actual combo. Boom, slam you back down to the ground. You get popped up, and then, well, I still got another super left, so I can hit you right there. Right? Very free-flowing, right? And I would also, her other EX move, I would give her, again, when I talk about Chun-Li is so fucking oversaturated with moves, she doesn't need a air spinning or an air lightning legs as a regular move. But as an EX move, you can make this pretty interesting, right? Let's say you could only do it as an EX move, right? So she has stuff like her stand roundhouse in the Street Fighter 3. Does she have it in fucking Street Fighter 6? I don't even fucking remember. Does she have it in Street Fighter 4? I don't remember. I know it's in CVS 2 and Street Fighter 3, right? She has this move that you can super jump cancel, right? So let's say maybe Chun-Li is in some situations. That was my bottle. That's my bottle. It was my stomach earlier. It was my bottle. Don't get any weird ideas. So anyway, let's say that Chun-Li, she wants to do a little bit of a different pressure or something like that, right? So maybe she has certain strings where she isn't fully charged or something like that because she's a charged character. She's like, well, maybe I'm going to use my EX meter for a stand roundhouse tiger knee lightning leg kick. Hit the guy, continue my pressure, right? So if we were to look at something like this right here, let's imagine that Chun-Li, again, she head stomps you in the corner. Now, if she head stomps you in the corner, now since you're in the corner, she's probably going to stay in front of you. But since her sprite technically hits the wall, we now allow her to jump off of the wall with this move, right? So she can jump off the wall. And guess what? We have this mix up here, right? She can either head stomp you, right? And if you're, she's afraid that, oh, well, the head stomp hit you or something like that, but he's ducking, oh, what do I want to do? Well, maybe I'll go for the mix up of this move, right? Because then I still have a back and forth mix up. He gets sucked up for the spinny part, and then he has to guess which way to block the last part, right? When she comes down with the split kick. Or if she actually hit this move, she's like, oh, fuck, I can hit it. And I see that he's standing when I hit it. So I'm going to cancel into lightning leg. Pitter, patter, pitter, patter, pitter, patter. I land back on the ground. Now I can do a ground combo, right? Do you see how we've made her so much more versatile now, right? We've respected the lure of the character without trying to give her, a dragon punch as a regular. Yes, she has a dragon punch as a EX move, right? But normally she has no reversal besides that, right? Now this reversal becomes very powerful because you can also use it as a combo. But you're like, oh, fuck, do I want, you only get three EX meters at the beginning of the round, right? You have this versatile bar. Like I said, you have a versatile bar, goes up to 5. You start off the round with 3 bars, right? Then you get a bar each subsequent round, whatever it might be, right? This is very important, right? What does Chun-Li want to waste it on? I have no reversal unless I use an EX bar. But my EX bar is also extremely good for mix-ups, right? I can try to revert. I could just try to call you out with a DP while I'm pressuring you in the corner. I can try to DP you. And even if you don't attack me, well, fuck, I can just jump off the wall. But maybe I want to save it for a combo, right? Oh, I can be head stomping you one way. Oh, I noticed I hit you. Oh, I lightning leg. Oh, well, you blocked it and you're ducking. Well, maybe I can come down here that way, right? So that's what I think of with Chun-Li, right? Respecting the lure of the character. A character that has so many fucking goddamn many moves now. You could make her a fucking EX character with all this goddamn shit, right? But I would prefer not to have EX characters if I could avoid it. So because Chun-Li is already so oversaturated with moves, what we can do instead of having Chun-Li, oh, well, this version is the super turbo version with the dragon punch. Oh, this version is this version. Let's try to mix and match the character and give her all the tools that she's had in different games, besides the Street Fighter 6 stance, because I had never even thought of that before, because it's a newer game. Which, again, I don't actually necessarily hate the stance. It's kind of interesting in its own way, but, again, she already has too many goddamn fucking moves. But whatever the case, you see what I'm getting at? We can respect the lore of the character. We can make moves that are kind of niche actually better now, right? That's what I would do with Chun-Li, right? A character that is extremely versatile if she has bar. That's what I think of with Chun-Li. And she has just extreme combos, right? That's what I think of. Now, to end this video, I got a couple other questions. One guy said his idea for Sagat. He said, oh God, I thought he was trolling. I guess it was a real idea, but he said his idea for Sagat was how when Ryu beats Sagat at the end of the Street Fighter, or at the beginning of the Street Fighter anime movie, Sagat got angry and he ran at him. And so to respect the lore of that, give Sagat a level 3 where he runs at you and is invincible. And when he hits you, he picks you up, and it's the picture of when he beat Dan's dad, that old picture. Okay. What? I don't know, dude. You got to come up with a better idea than that, dude. I thought he was trolling, but he said it was a real idea, so we'll respect your real idea. Bro, what? Your new idea to throw a new spin on Sagat is he runs at you while he's invincible, and if he hits you, it shows him grabbing your head, like that one picture. I don't know, dude. 1 out of 10 for trying. I guess 1 out of 10 for trying. I don't know, man. That's not like, I mean, if I'm thinking Sagat's already got an EX move. I would give him the angry scar. And I would build off the angry scar and make it like buff stuff. That's what I would, do more stuff with that without getting too analytical about it because this video is already too long. And another dude who watches the channel a lot, thanks a lot, but he said for Sakura, he said he would give Sakura, excuse me, I'm gonna just ate, sorry. She had this move where she has like a flashbang Hadoken or some shit like that versus Ken in some manga. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Sounds like a solar flare. To be honest, I actually have not thought of Sakura, what I would give Sakura for an EX move in the first place. I mean, if I was doing a proof of concept of a Street Fighter, I don't even know if Sakura would make it in the very first 20 characters. It's not that I hate the character. I just don't find her subjectively interesting. I don't think she's objectively horrible, but I don't think she's objectively big brain. Like an example would be, I think Rolento is a very cool designed character. I could say example, I don't think Guy is the most amazingly objective character ever, but subjectively, I like him. You know what I mean? Sakura is just meh to me. She just doesn't interest me, so I've never thought of it. But I mean, I guess if you're telling me it's like a solar flare flashbang move, I guess, sure, that could be her EX move. I had never even thought of it. I don't know the move you're talking about, but when I saw your comment, I would immediately say, okay, Sakura, she charges up a fireball. She has 3 different levels. So if you do an EX version of the move, boom, 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 boom. Does a little flash, screen flashes, but it has to hit you right close up, and it breaks your guard. That's her EX move, and put a damage buffer on it. I mean, sure, I guess you could do that. I mean, if the opponent lets you charge up 1, 2, 3, 4 in front of you, you get an unblockable fireball that breaks their guard. You get a combo off it. I mean, that's what I would assume from what you're saying. At least that's how I would interpret it from a move that a solar flare Hadoken, I guess. I mean, sure, I guess that could work because if you let the opponent charge up 4 times in front of you, that many frames, sure, you can get an unblockable attack, I guess, or a guard crush. I mean, I don't know, but in general, I haven't really thought of Sakura, so I don't know. Anyway, if you like the videos, like, subscribe, comment, share, support the channel if you want. Appreciate it. Thanks. The end.